Hey Prakaash, we are live. Welcome
Hey,
back.
Thana.
Welcome back to another episode with Thana and friends. I'm still looking for a name though for this channel because this began as just Thana and friends. We are live every Thursday, and the concept was people I know we have met in Evo Enduro and Evo Club to introduce them to the world and just hang out with friends. And if you can inspire people to get some, I guess that needed spark in life, why not, like, And that was the whole argument behind this. And again, thank you, Prakash, for coming along.
Thank you for having me.
This is going to be an interesting one, bro, because way before I met you in person, I've seen you on the video with Bobby. That's how first I saw you. So, and I think that was before I met Bobby.
Okay. Okay.
So
That's interesting.
That's interesting. Correct. And yeah, I looked at the video and it was very inspiring because a lot of your story was similar to my story also. So so that was very interesting. And today we drive together, we meet each other many events. Some or other we end up bumping to each other, and here we are on a lockdown
Thana
period.
and Friends.
Unlike Thana and Friends.
That's a nice name anyway, Thana and Friends.
Yeah, I was thinking like Thana and Co. Because by nature, because I'm an accountant, you see. So Thana and Co. Like Thana and Company.
Okay.
Thana and Company, formal, bro. What can I do differently? So yeah, Thana and Friends, basically, Yeah. So we just get people coming on board. We got a few of us, a few of them who joined us. Let's do some.
Hi, Derek. Hi, Sean.
Welcome note here. Yes, we've got Ravidun here. Hi, Thana and Prakaash. Hi, guys. How are you? We've got Sean here, and we have got Derek. Today's an interesting one, though. It's about a winning attitude. And I noticed that you're wearing the W, the balik, bro. It's M. W is win, isn't it? Why is there M on your shirt?
Well, you can read it both ways, lah. M. M is the most powerful word.
M is
money. M is motivation.
Oh,
M
boy.
is magic. M is mindset.
Ah.
You know what? I actually never thought about it. It just came right now.
M is monumental.
M is, that's why I see mindset. We're supposed to talk about mindset, motivation, So I think I wore the right t-shirt. I actually just thought, since I'm with BMW and I'm an M owner and all that, that's the reason why I thought I'm wearing the M shirt. But now it just sticked in my head. It's more than that.
Yes, bro. If someone asks you, why should I buy an M instead of buying a 3 Series? Because it's monumental. And the guy like, okay, bro, sign me up. Where do I sign? Okay. So we got some Joyce joining us again. Guna says, I've watched Bobby's video with Prakaash. Prakaash stories are very inspiring. Yes, indeed. So Prakaash, before we begin, I think just give us just an intro who you are. I mean, obviously, Prakaash is the leading sales legend in BMW. If you guys need what to call a BMW, please reach out to Prakaash. He will hook you up with what. I think there's two things there. One is
I need to correct you there.
Why?
See, I'm not the leading sales BMW guy in Malaysia.
Legend.
There are a lot. There are a few guys who are really smashing the records and all that.
Okay.
I just think I have branded myself in a way with BMW, and also with the passion I have for my customers and my cars. So I guess that's just how it happened. But saying that I'm the leading sales, I wouldn't say that, because that's false.
Okay. But I guess what I'm coming with is actually it's one thing to sell, but one thing to find the right car to buy also, because I think the right BM for you, and again, I think you spoke about motivation, talked about being monumental, about M cars, and I think all these cars, if you buy the right car, you are buying the right thing. Because if not, you'll be like, I bought a 2 Series, but it's not what I want. But maybe for someone else, the 2 Series is actually what they want for. And I think a lot of it comes back to where in their life they are. And I think buying a car, it's more than just, here's the brochure, here's the price, sign the check. It's not. It's about.
I always say this: when somebody comes to buy something, they don't want to just be a customer. they rather be a friend. Would you like to buy something from a friend, or would you like to buy something from just a random individual that you're just going to meet once and that's it? So my approach towards, honestly, most of my customers are my friends, and some of them have become even my family as well. So family as well. Functions. It's more that approach that I take
Mm.
compared to just selling a car.
Mm. Exactly,
Yep.
because yeah, I think cars more, and I think people always ask why we so friendly about cars. Why does cars make us so crazy? But again, the car is it's an icon. It's more than what it is, what is a car to you? And I think why did you and how did you end up in car sales? Because I think this wasn't your, I guess from day one,
No.
your passion, your
So
drive.
since I was a kid, so I come from a very humble background, right? My dad is just a Tenaga National employee. My mom was a housewife.
Mm.
Uh, we never had all the when we were growing up, right? I mean, when I was a kid, we were I remember my dad telling me we were in a room, right? That's how we grew up, right? Renting a room, then renting a house, and then at the age of, but since I was young, I think I always loved cars. Cars were something that I was very keen on. And then I think at the age of what, I had an uncle actually
Mm.
who was really into cars. Okay. And then I think MTV came on about 12, when I was 12 years old or 11 years old or something like that. And you used to watch MTV Cribs, MTV, the music videos and all that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Those were very inspiring to me. And I was at the same time into music as well. I was into music. I love singing. I love dancing. Michael Jackson was my idol. So I guess, but although my dad was not a high flyer or anything, just a regular man, he always emphasized that education was key.
Yep.
So that's what he gave me. The best thing that he's given me is education, right? And that basically, I honestly, I was a A1 student lah.
Mm.
I was acing it all the way through. I
Yep.
was in Pera, and in entire Pera, I was number one.
Oh, you're in Pera.
I was from standard
Yeah.
one up to standard five.
It's crazy,
Yeah,
bro.
in the school. Yeah, so I was in Pera for since standard one until standard five.
Mm. You know why?
Standard
Because
five.
I was in Ipoh. I grew up in Ipoh.
Oh, okay. I was in Kappa Pera, ACS, Anglo Chinese School. That was where I studied.
Okay.
And then from there, I came to KL. And the education standard is different, right?
Yeah, yeah.
From number one, I came number six. So even at that age, from being number one to number six, it just got me shivers, and I was not mentally secure. I was like, no, I got to be number one. I got to be number one. But till the end of standard six, I only managed to get number two. There was another guy better than me. So then I moved to Form 1, and then it was what the most important subjects were what UPSR, PMR, Form 5. So all straight A's lah, all UPSR straight A's,
Yep.
PMR, SPM. I think at a very young age, because I'm the oldest son, knowing that I'm coming from a very humble background, I always knew that what was greater in life. Like there were other ways of living, other cars to drive, other clothes to wear, other watches to, a lot of different kind of things. When I was growing up, we used to shop in Kamda, right?
Yep.
These are the kind of places we used to go, Parkson, Kamda, and all that. We couldn't go to Gucci. We couldn't go to Louis Vuitton. We couldn't go to all these kind of things, right? Although they are all material stuff, they are all still motivation factors for me.
Correct.
Every individuals have got a different motivation factors, right?
Understand.
And then cars were definitely a killer motivation factor to me. Ferraris, M3s, all these sports cars, right? Were like, how can I afford them? So I thought it was education, right? And then what happened was I had a scholarship with Tenaga National, and then I was kind of messing about lah. You receive freedom, and then you move out from your house,
Mm.
and then everything is on your own, right?
Right.
Then you get swayed away. You want to enjoy, you want to go partying, you want to do all these things. Then my dad was like, enough is enough. Now I think I'm going to send you to London for your studies.
Mm.
And then what happened was my dad sent me to London lah, using his EPF money.
Wow.
So he withdrew all his EPF money. He sent me to London. So there in London, I realized, okay lah, let's cut the crap. Let's get focused again. I'm here for one reason, and the reason is to excel in my studies.
Mm.
So I was a first class honors. I finished
Wow.
my degree, and then I came back to Malaysia, and then I was working for a company called Datacom under Microsoft project in IT, but I was never satisfied. I could not do a 9 to 5 job. I'm not a 9 to 5 guy. So I started off with my phone business. I started off with car rental. So it was always something to do with car lah, right?
Mm.
And at that time, I had a Toyota AE80 with the Levin supercharged engine in it, 4AGZE.
Mm.
So I was like in a JDM mode lah that time, right?
Yep.
And then my uncle had all the JDM cars from R34s to NSX to Supras and all this crap, right? So I used to drive them. So these were during the Fast and Furious days lah. With the NOS, the purge kit. The purge kit used to come out from the bonnets. Yeah.
Yeah.
We had all that. So these were all like my influential factors to get into the cars, right? But I was doing 4 different jobs to make enough money to buy my dad a Merc. At the age of 20, I think it was 27, 28, I bought my dad a Merc. So I was not a BMW fan. I was actually a Merc fan in the beginning, right? Struggle. Can you imagine my salary was 6,000 and I was paying 2,300 for my Merc. And now people are questioning how I got the loan. I got the loan because I used my brother as a guarantor. So after that, so sometimes I tell people, if you cannot start paying for a car 2,000 or 3,000, you never be able to pay 10,000. You never be able to pay 15,000 for anything. Example, right? If you're always going to be in a comfort zone, thinking that I can only afford a 500 ringgit car, and you don't stretch, right? You're not taking the risk. Then you're always going to be in that comfort zone. And that's how you're going to be leading your life. So I always used to stretch. I always used to take the challenge. If I'm going to pay this much of money, I go and look for other ways of making other kind of sources of income, right? Hence why I had the car rental company. I had the phone. But it was just like, you don't have anything concrete. You're doing all these other businesses. And then something came about, which I thought is going to be big at the age of 29, I think. So I ventured into it, and it went down the drain. It went down the drain, bro. Couple of 100,000 I lost. And at that moment of time, it was crappy for me lah. But my mind was still focused. To me, it was just a passing cloud lah. It was something that I'm going to recover from, and things are going to get better. And then just having a chat with one of my friends, he came and told me, why don't you join sales? Since you love cars so much, since you're playing with cars, you went into car rental, why don't you join sales? The mindset that we are planted with, especially the Indian community, sales is a degraded kind of job. The moment you talk about a sales guy, they always have got a negative perception towards it, right? They're never going to be saying that, oh, that's a great job, you can make a lot of money, go for it, But having said that, a sales individual is the one that has got more drive than anybody on a 9 to 5 job. A sales individual is the one has to make their money because their commission is peanuts, right?
It's riding on it.
In
That's
order
what it
for
is.
you to, in order for you to hit the numbers, you need to
Mm.
have the drive, you need to have the motivation, you need to have the mindset, you need to be focused. There's a lot of things that come into play if you want to be in sales,
Yeah.
right? So it's not the crappiest job actually. It's the most difficult job if you ask me,
Good job,
right?
right?
Yeah. Number one, I never had a database to get into sales. I was
Yep.
zero.
Mm.
I was working in HP. I was zero, right? So
Mm.
now going into a industry that I was so new to, it was something that, and so now I go and tell my parents, example, okay, mom and dad, you know what? I've done it. I'm not going to go back to a 9 to 5 job. I'm going to go into sales with BMW. You know what my mom and dad said?
Mm.
This is something good about my mom and dad lah. They
Yep.
are not the typical Indian parents that would say, "Why you're going and doing that lah? You got to go and be a manager. You got to be this. You got to be, you know." So my
Yeah.
mom and dad said, "You've already completed your masters.
Yep.
You finished. So basically, you've done a corporate position as well.
Mm.
So now, if you think you're going to do this, then go ahead and do it."
Yep.
Which is what I did. So I
Mm.
stepped in. The first interview, to be honest with you, first interview I went was not BMW, it was Audi.
Mm.
I was interviewed by, I don't know whether to say it live lah, but
Mm.
I was interviewed by, I can say he was a racist Chinese man,
Mm.
okay, who looked at my profile. So I went for the interview on the first day at
Yep.
9 a.m.
Okay.
I'm supposed to meet him at 9:30. He
Mm.
makes me wait until 11 o'clock.
Mm.
He comes and tells me, I got another meeting to go. We reschedule our appointment. Okay. So I'm coming from a corporate background, a managerial background from a corporate company. And this
Yep.
dude here is telling me that I need to head back. So I said, okay, fine. I left because I was introduced to Audi by the dealer principal of the Audi Damansara before. That's
Mm.
how I got into this interview, right?
Mm.
So I left. On Friday, so this was on a Thursday. On Friday, I called him up. He gave me his personal number. I called him up. I said, when can we have this interview? He said, okay, you come at 2 o'clock. I go there at 2 o'clock. Take a wild guess, what time he actually calls me into the interview room.
3.
5:30, bro.
Oh.
And during this period, right, I can actually see him.
Mm.
I'm sitting down. I can see him walking around, but he
Yep.
just never acknowledged to see me.
Yep.
So I text the dealer principal. I tell him, what's going on? So he comes down and he tells this guy. I go into the meeting room. He views my file. He says,
Mm.
your salary also quite high. You really want this job? He asked me. I said, yeah, that's the reason why I came for the interview. He says, the kind of customers you meet, all are going to be very high rank people, you know. So I told him, in HP, I even did a presentation for the owner of HP.
Mm.
So I'm sure I can meet these clients and
Yep.
network with them as well. Not an issue, right?
Mm.
But that day when I was there, I told myself I'm never going to work for this guy because he's got that sort of attitude, right?
Yep.
And today he's no longer with Audi because of
Mm.
the way he handled himself, lah. Not because of
Understood.
me, not because of
Mm.
me, but
Yep.
overall, lah. Okay.
Yeah.
That's just a story, lah. To let anybody know that if you're going for an interview and somebody disrespects you,
Mm.
that's not a company you should work for. That's not the people you should work for as well. Each and every one of us should know the value that we have to give to a company. And if the bosses or if your colleagues are not going to respect you for what you are, then it's not a place for you to work with or work in.
Yep.
So
So,
now, okay, you got something to say?
no, something interesting you mentioned before, because just to kind of frame up what we spoke before, and I see both of us have got some similarities. So I too was a straight A student all my life. All my life I was always 1 2 1 2. This is how I did 4 A's and 6 or 7 A's and PMR, and all the while was A's. And I'm also from raised in Perak. I was in Ipoh. So this is like a good case study, like, you know, 1 to 1. I'm coming to that, bro, you know. Okay. The difference is, okay, and I think one was you mentioned about your uncle who were into cars, correct? I had an uncle who was into cars, so he had an M3 E30, and he sold it for some reason. But he was only cars. Like,
M3E30, yeah.
yes,
Holy
bro, he sold
crap,
it.
bro.
He sold it like I think like 30 years ago, 40 years ago, 30 years ago. Yeah, 30 years ago or 20 years ago. Because easily he sold that. And then he's a golf pro. He's a golf pro. Um, in fact, my mother's side, they're all golf pros. They work in golf courses, laborers and stuff, And I told growing up, my uncle was the only one that was like, okay lah, uncle got BM lah, And
Hold on,
I told
somebody said Prakaash dropping truth bombs.
Truth bombs.
It's all about truth lah. It's all about the truth. No point giving. Yeah.
And I think one thing that I think is important is like all of us now we're into cars and all this stuff. The inspiration that you guys do when you drive a nice car is not only for you. Why you should drive a nice car? One is, as you mentioned before, it's about that if you can afford 3K, then 4K, try 5K. It's like pushing your boundaries. But imagine if your niece and nephews and your kids see you doing this today. Imagine what they see as what is that benchmark. They will go, I can do this. If my uncle has done this, I can do this too. I can go up with fire. And that I think is the inspiration for me.
But I'll tell you one story about uncle. Okay lah. I got no filter lah. Okay, so I'm gonna just lay it out as it is. He was a good influence in terms of looking at what could be, right? But there was a lot of flaws. He used to party a lot. Okay, he used to have a lot of girls around him. Okay, so those things were something that I never admired lah. Okay, but of course, as a teenager, girls, of course, we are all guys lah. So let me not holy of a guy or God or something and say that he was never interested me as well. But having said that, there was once a very clear incident. My uncle was giving a phone for one of his girls. Okay, we were in a restaurant having tea time, right? And the phone that he was giving was only about 1,600 or something like that. So I'm in uni that time, And I told my uncle, can you get me that phone as well? Because I know how wealthy he was. And I was so close to him. It's not wrong for me to ask. Ask and you shall receive, right? So I asked him, and you know what he told me? For you phone, you have this karipap and keshari. So that was like a dagger to my heart, I told myself, one day I'm going to have nicer cars than you, a better life than you. But then I just kept it in my head. I was literally broken when he told me that. It was not a joke. It was basically him telling me to F off. You go and send this, and you just enjoy kesharis and all this with me. But the rest of it, you don't expect to get, right?
Michael was opposite. Michael was the person who gave me Carbonix 21 when I was 12 years old, bro.
Good. So one thing good about my uncle was he allowed me to drive his cars. He allowed me to experience the cars. I drove the cars. I did all those things, right? But in my mindset, I thought that if you had somebody successful above you, right, they can pull you up. So a rule in my life that I have is you need to have 3 types of people in your life. Number one, somebody above you, somebody who's more successful than you, that you can learn, you can idolize, you can think that someday I'm going to be like him or better than him, right? Number 2, somebody on your same level ground, somebody that you can share and you can also take. Okay, that means you can also talk about things and you can communicate and stuff like that. Number 3 is somebody who's below you, somebody who's not doing so well, but you see a potential in them and you can be a mentor for them to pull them up, right? So when you have these 3 sort of individuals in your life, you have a full-fledged circle, that it goes all the way around, right? And when you have that sort of energy flowing, you will definitely go up and you will also be able to bring somebody else up as well. Okay. And where was I? Now I don't know.
I tell the analogy to my staffs that my job is to create vacuum. And what I mean by is that if you create a vacuum between you and someone below you, how you create that is You have to go up. When you go up, that vacuum will pull them up along with it. You should never be in that spotlight. And I think as what you said, as you grow, they'll grow with you, and you drag them along. But I always had this thing from all your friends. I had this issue when growing up. I never had friends, almost never had friends my age. All my life, my friends were always 9 years, 8 years older than me. I could never get along with people who are at my age group for some reason.
Okay.
And it's just been a thing. I mean, till now. I mean, only lately I think I've got friends who are my age, like Bobby and Karun and whatever,
No, but I tell a lot of people this lah.
Yeah.
When you were in school, you would have had a certain set of friends.
Yes.
Right? Let's say you had 5 friends lah, right? Then you went to uni. The 5 friends now have become 2 friends. Now in uni, you have met another 5 friends. Right? Now you go to your working life, you might have carried from school days 1 friend, and from uni 2 friends. So now you got 3 friends. You go to your working life. Now that working life, you meet another 5 friends. So there's always going to be an evolution with human beings lah, right? Some you would have gotten along when you were in school, right?
Yep.
But when you go into your uni life, you no longer can get along with them because their mindset, their energy is totally different, right? Like until today, I know my school friends, right, that I was with since I was standard 5, standard 6, and all that. But sadly, I no longer can acquaint myself with them because of a different mindset. I cannot see the same values or the same goals as them. So what do? I just let them be, and I go in my lane and they go in their lane. That's not because I'm being snobbish or because I'm being arrogant or anything, but it's because I have goals in life. I have my family. I have certain things that I want to achieve, and I'm not going to let anything come in between them, right? So when you're talking about friends and family, even family for the matter as well, right? If somebody is not going to give you good energy, good motivation, and see the same way you're looking at things, whether it's family or whether it's friends, to me it's the same thing lah. I do not how to say, mingle with that kind of group. I just leave them out. And losing someone for your greater good is a no-brainer for me lah.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, people always think that, Thana, you're being selfish if you do that, but you must think about this. Someone wise once told me, if you want to help people, you must first have deep, strong roots, because a tree that can shape people is a tree that has got deep roots. So first look after yourself, make yourself the strongest as you can be, have deep roots, deep pockets, money, resources, and when the tree has got deep roots, can go big branches to support a lot of people. So you got to be selfish for you to be able to help others. We've got some comments here from Vic. Very engaging question having here. Yes, I think that's the idea. I think it's a time was to reflect during lockdown. So why not? We got Tarmin here asking, what would you advise for the fresh graduate and keep this healthy mindset motivated?
Well, one thing that helped me when I went down, I'll always say went down the drain lah, because it was a real drain that I went down in lah. It was not easy to climb up, but watch a lot of motivational videos.
Yeah.
Okay, motivational videos. One specific quote that really got me going was, even I told this in Bobby Young's video, if you want to be successful as bad as you want to breathe, then you'll be successful. This is by Eric Thomas. So when I saw that, it just kind of hit me lah, right? And I told myself, I just had to do it. I just had to do it, There's a lot of people who who, excuse me, who were kind of happy also to see somebody's downfall lah, right? Because at a very young age, I came back from London, I bought a property for my parents, I bought a car for my dad, and your auntie and uncles are all thinking like, how is this dude doing all these things? Where is he getting money? Is he using credit card? Is he doing, what is he doing? Blah, blah, blah. But nobody knew that I would wake up at 5 o'clock in the morning, go to work, come back, go for my tuition class. I was teaching private tuition. And then after tuition, I'll go to a phone shop in Sentul to take all the pictures of the phones and sell it on Muda. And number 4, I had my car rental company. So at that age, I was really, because I felt like I should have graduated at 21, but I only graduated at 25. So I felt that I had 4 years, I kind of wasted, right? So when I came back, I was basically hustling. I told to myself, I had to if somebody was traveling at 100 miles per hour, I had to do 150 to 200 miles per hour.
Yep.
Right? So yeah.
We got a guest that's coming on board with us. Let's welcome our guest. Hey, bro.
Yo,
brother Bobby.
I'm so inspired now, Bobby. I'm about to go into a different state of mind now.
Sorry, I was in a meeting just now.
That's fine. You look, your hair looks good, Bobby. What happened?
I put some water and then push everything up because hey, my hair is like crazy. Nah, you want to
My hair is damn long, bro. I had to shower and
Bobby, you look like one of the actors, bro.
Hey, Prakaash, your hair.
Yeah.
You got follow SOP or not? Why your hair so short, man?
Bro, ada connection lah, bro. Oh, nicely groomed, huh? How's my beard, bro? Bobby, okay, How are you, Bob? Good?
I'm good. Okay lah. Okay, good lah. I think times like this, right? Asal alive, very good already.
Yeah. I know there's a lot of people who are
talking about mindset. Today, did you see the KKM announcement about the number of COVID cases? They were it used to be in red color, but now they make it blue.
Oh, really? Yeah. I stopped watching them already, bro.
No, they changed the color of it.
Seriously.
They changed the color of it so it will look less threatening. They actually did that, so it's just amazing.
They're trying to play visuals,
Visuals, bro.
They should put green color, as some butterfly.
I'm not sure you can see this. Can you see this blue color? I can't see it, too bad. Okay.
You need to put it really close to the camera.
Yeah. But yeah, we were talking about, I guess, our childhood influences growing up, who we have around us. Cutting off negative energy, and I think that's the one thing that you get from Evo Club. I think the energy you get from people we meet while driving is just immense.
Yeah, man.
I mean, if you just go and look for Prakaash Karun and just follow him on Facebook, he will share quotes on Facebook on his
Instagram.
Not Instagram. I follow you on Facebook. I love to see your quotes because they're very inspiring.
His quotes are magical.
Magical.
Yeah, before I read his quotes, right? My car is only 3 liter V6. After I read his quote, like 4 liter V8. That's the kind of brother we want, lah.
And I think we were talking to Prakaash, I think Prakaash is much more daring than me. Like, he took a lot of chances. I'm more the conservative type. Bobby knows, I'm very conservative. Only lately I'm taking more and more chances. And I think a bit more stupid chances, but yeah, I'm coming there. But I think the reward of taking chances. So got it.
Every time you say
Thana,
you're very safe.
Something for you, bro. Limitations only exist in our minds, right?
Yeah.
If you start using your imaginations, anything is possible.
True.
Bobby? Betul lah, Bobby?
Yeah.
Bobby's already considering putting a V8 engine in his 6 Series.
No, Thana is the one who has 2 roadsters.
Yeah, exactly.
Right. Yet.
So every time I hear you tell people like I'm the very conservative. I'm like, what, conservative?
Conservative, bro.
Conservative. The only A6 hybrid that goes pra 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 pra.
Well, that's from Bobby. That's from watching you, Bobby. I mean, if I must say, I think my life turned around quite heavily in the last 5 years. I took chances, and I think a lot of it was to do with watching you and Prakaash. I think you have no idea how much you guys have inspired. I mean, if I'm inspired, you'll be surprised how many other people are inspired to take chances. And things like even the Evo Club warranty extension, those things break that mindset about taking chances. About we can do this. Even talking about your Evo Club car wash, it's about how do we hustle, how something else. Prakash spoke about the fact he did 4 jobs. These are the discussions we're going to have with our kids, people who are younger, people who are online now. You got to hustle, guys. It's not. We are living in the one of the more shittier countries in the world where we got to hustle. If you don't hustle, you get to live a comfortable lifestyle. Comfortable means comfortable.
Hustling in Malaysia is very easy to be done.
Yeah,
if you want to do something, then you can just do it. For example, when I started with my car rental company, I didn't have a company. I didn't even have a company, bro. I didn't have to open a company. I didn't do anything like that. I just started off with 1 car, renting it to uni students. Uni students. My monthly was 400 ringgit, but my rental per month is 1,800 ringgit for Wajah.
Champion.
So from 1 car to the second car, at the end I had 17 cars without a company. Where else can you do that?
And all under your name.
You can't do that, bro. All under my name.
Woo.
All under my name. Not all under loan lah. Definitely I cannot get all under loan because I started to buy Isvaras and Proton Sagas and all cash. So maybe 5-6 cars were under loan. The rest all were under all cash.
Dylan says,
at this
Malaysia
juncture, I miss who, another guy who's also like that, Fadil. Fadil also hustler, the guy, also gila, the guy.
Car dog, right?
Yes.
Yeah, bro. Definitely next level, bro.
Oh, that guy also, that time when Grab has the kind of reward whereby the time Grab was fighting with Uber, right? They give you a weekly target to hit, and then they give you an incentive, right? This guy went on the road, on the streets, and you want to drive Grab or not? You want to drive Grab or not? Then he found 150 people under him. Those people drive Grab. He take the weekly reward.
One thing Kardok always says, I may not be the smartest guy, but you show me one little hole, I just do it. I just keep doing it. That's all. Show me one little thing and I'll do it. Which is Kardok, What do you think that when you had that downfall, you mentioned about that the loss you had, that mindset of seeing the loss and you're like, oh, this is only money. How do you get to the point? Because even myself at this age now, the money may not be a big thing. Okay, I lost $50,000 there, but it's hard to accept a loss. Like you go gambling, for example.
You mean me? I
mean anybody like Bobby and Prakaash. Like, how do you handle loss, Bobby?
Well, if you cannot accept losses, you won't be able to achieve winnings. Simple as that. If you cannot afford to lose 10,000, you will never make 100,000.
No, but that's the thing. Like people are willing to lose, but they how to put this way? They will keep on gambling. Even if they lose, they keep on gambling and try to win.
I think gambling is not the right example.
When I say gambling, I mean not as of gambling in actual gambling, but in a business. Like they double down. I want to go more. I want to
it's a calculated risk, I would say. Calculated risk taking.
Yeah. I never done calculated risk. I know Bobby does, but I always just, if I want to go for it, I go for it. I know what are the consequences. At the end of the day, if I'm going to lose money, I know I can make it back.
Bro,
let me
Bobby,
knowing the consequences for me is the calculating part already. My maths are shit, Yeah. I'm hey, lose everything lah. What's the problem?
Bobby, I used to do tax for people, and all the I used to work in a Chinese tax firm, and I said Chinese because why? The clients were all like Chinese guys, and they were all old money Chinese. I'm talking about the guys who own Lao Yat, guys who own like public bank MDs and like old money, And when I talked to them, because I was very young, I was like probably about, I think, 20, 19, 20 years old, And they always say that the best way to go forward is don't compute risk. The moment you compute risk and you find an answer, you're already halfway losing it. The moment you don't compute risk and you believe in your heart this will work and do it, because you're so off tangent, chances for you to win, chances for you to go and succeed is much higher. And that's the hardest part, I think, for me at least.
And I heard somebody else make a quote: if you have plan B when you're trying to do plan A, then you're already setting up for a fail. Because you already think that, oh, you know what? If plan A doesn't work, I'm going to have plan B, right? So you've got to always know that if you're going to do something, the only way that you're going to make it is by winning. But of course, that's always not the case, right? You definitely, there are times where you're going to do something and you're going to fail, just like what Bobby has also experienced. You have experienced, Thana. I can see Dylan also commenting. He's definitely also experienced as well.
Yeah, but Dylan is a whole different level, off to cafe now.
Well, I think he looked at it as an opportunity at this point of time.
No,
Dylan,
right? Dylan has used his brain so much. Now he wants to use his labor. Make burger lah, make coffee lah. He's like, fuck this shit, man. I don't use my brain.
Now he wants to chill out a bit lah. He wants to chill out. DJ. Next you see he's gonna start singing, dancing.
He's like, no need to think, ma. You want tomato, I put tomato. You want chili, I put chili.
And he's making coffee infused PLA.
And you know what's the best thing? Man. He makes about 7. I don't know. I don't know whether I'm exaggerating. 70 hot dogs or 50 hot dogs, and he drives them down from Penang, comes to KL and delivers them, bro. That's
what hot dog gets delivered in an M3.
Exactly. But of course, Lala Moose comes and delivers lah. He doesn't drive the M3 and deliver all together.
Hey, if you receive his hot dog, right, and it's already cold, right, that means he drove his E-Class Cabriolet.
Ouch. Okay. We're going to take some commercial breaks and then we're going to come back.
Right.
Okay.
Saving about $500.
You save about 1,000 plus.
To work out cheaper for me.
3,000.
215, even more.
Facebook for 200 plus. $400 of savings.
Marvelous. Artificial intelligence skin.
Welcome back. I'm required by law of Horizon to show advertisements. So there was an advertisement. So guys, so what I call it's obviously our Evo Club insurance during lockdown. Don't bother paying the full amount. Go and save money on your Evo Club insurance so you can buy bigger CC engines and afford a M car. Maybe it's a V8, maybe it's a V6. I don't know. Yes. And today we're talking about mindsets and changing them. Any comments on the pick up, Prakaash, from the chat box here?
Chu Yang is here. Hi, Chu Yang.
Yo, Chu Yang.
Okay. Ravindan says, evaluate risk but believe in what you do and get good at it. The reward will follow. I have a question for you. How important is it to be passionate about what you do versus just wanting to succeed?
Oh, that's a good one, bro.
Because for me, I mean, this is my philosophy in life, okay? It began when I was in Form 3 because I hated history. History was something I hated because I didn't get the concept why learn history. So I told myself, I made a mantra. I said, no, I love history. I love history. I picked up the book and I was in Kajang back then. I went to Ghibli and I bought the thickest book I could find for history. And I sat down and I read it and I kept saying, I love history, and I scored for the results. And after that, thereafter, whatever I do, I said, look, what passion is overrated. Whatever you see in life, you get passionate about it because something is in front of you. You get passionate about it. So I may work in numbers and say that, Thana, how do you get passionate about numbers? Well, I find something to be passionate about in numbers because it's only a mindset for me about being passionate. But what's more important is being good at what you do. So winning versus passion. What do you think is more important?
Well, see, there's no right or wrong towards that question, I feel, right?
Yep.
If you look at it, somebody will tell you when you're running a race, right? Always be number one. Okay? Then there's somebody who tells you if you have practiced hard and you get number two, that's okay. Try harder next time. That's another way of looking at it. But the person who came up with the statement of always being number one, you know what he would say? The one who said it's okay to be number two definitely never won a race. So coming to your question, winning or passion, like what you said is about winning. You took away the passion there, right? But
I find the passion.
You find the passion, correct? You find the passion in what you're doing. You're creating that, right?
Yes.
Because your mind is telling you that if you are not going to be passionate about what you're going to do, it's going to be difficult for you to do it.
Yep, correct.
Right? Then somebody else will tell you, if I don't like what I'm doing, I'm not going to waste my time doing that. I'm going to keep on looking 10 different arenas or 10 different angles or 10 different whatever I'm going to do and find what I'm passionate about. And when I find it, I'm going to stick to it.
But today's guys are like jumping from one thing to another. They're not sticking to one particular job or interest. Or I mean, they're misguided. You see, earlier is different. You see, earlier the job options, what you could do was limited. This is what you do, and it was easier life. There was no internet. Today, with social media and internet, the options are limitless. You could you could do self gratification by going online on TikTok and just say, I feel good today doing TikTok. I could be happy that the fact I've done this. I'm happy the fact I bought it on Lazada. That whole you feel good shopping to yourself. So the idea of self gratification is very easy today. It's very easy to be happy. And that's where I'm.
But that's not something you're doing to make income. But that's something that you're spending, correct?
Correct. But people are defining success and happiness is about my mental state. If I buy it today, I could be earning maybe 1,200 a month. But the fact I can buy every day my chai latte or whatever, I have a good life. And there are people who are in that mindset because why? Is
that a wrong mindset? See, some people earning 5,000 a day is enough for them.
A day.
Not a day, sorry. A month.
I'll be happy, bro.
A day.
I'll be happy, bro.
A day next level. Right? Anybody who's earning 5,000 a month can be satisfied with what they're earning because they are goals, they are aspirations, what they want to achieve, materialistic items and all that are not as great as another individual, right? So they are going to be happy with what they have, what they are eating every day, what they are doing. But another individual who's got different sort of mindset, who wants this, wants that, wants this, he's going to be thinking 5,000 is definitely not enough for me. I need to make 50,000. But when he reaches the 50,000, is that going to be enough for him? For somebody like me, I tell you, it's never going to be enough.
Yep.
Like now I have my cars, but is that going to be enough? No. I've even spoken to Bobby, I want to get a Ferrari F430 Spider, right? But now it's still on a hold. But after I get the Ferrari F430 Spider, and I'm the kind of guy that if I wanted to buy the F430 Spider, if I sold my car, some of my cars, I could afford it, right? But I'm the type, I don't want to sell my cars. I want to keep it. Right? So I want to have the F430 Spider as well. I want to have the Porsche Turbo. I want to have all these cars. Once I achieve those cars, what's next? Am I going to think of a Koenigsegg, a Bugatti Veyron? I'm going to think of Pagani Zonda. It's never going to end. So you have people like this, and then you have people who are going to say, you know what? I get my Porsche 911. I'm going to be happy.
Oh, you'll never get that. But I guess one is about goals. One is about goals, and you keep achieving them, and you go there, and you're fine. But the issue here is goals is one thing you achieve, but um, finding passion because those are all things that you reward yourself, isn't it? Those are all rewarding yourself.
Yeah.
You know what, Thana?
Huh.
It's easier to the okay. Um, First of all, when Prakash used the example of sports, right?
Yep.
In sports, it's very easy to define whether you win or not, right? Like what he's just saying, right? In life and in business, right? How do you define win? Right? You can't. But in 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 life, I don't think many people are that lucky to be able to be on the path of pursuing their win, which is a path that belongs in their passion.
Correct.
Not everybody is lucky
Very
enough.
true.
I mean,
Correct. Correct.
I'm very lucky. Since I decided to quit my job and start my magazine, right, which I've never done magazine before. I have zero knowledge. I don't even know how to do it. I just want to do it because my calculated risk tells me no point sending my resume to Top Gear, Evo, Autocar, because my English standards will not pass they require proper, high level English, proper trained writers and all that. So my only calculator is I'm only able to calculate that far, that I realize that nobody's going to hire me. If I want to go into this line, I'll have to start my own. And once I step into that path, right, from that day until now, I've never really had a sad day.
Yep.
To be honest, okay, there are times when the company's left with 2,000 ringgit, and we may close down. But because it's something that I really love, right? I'm always in the mood, of what can I do? How can I solve this problem? What can I do? I'm always in that mood that you don't even have the time to waste in sitting down there looking at yourself. What if I fail? How will people think about me? I don't even have time for that. Everything You're just thinking, pop, 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 pop. What can I do? What can I do? And suddenly, in the blink of an eye, it's 12 years since. It's been 12 years, and if people are saying, "Wow,
Congrats,
Bobby,
bro."
you're winning," no, some people may say that, "Wow, Bobby, you're winning," but I myself know, oh fuck, man, I got a lot of car loan to pay. And if this pandemic continues, right, what about my staff, my home loan and all that shit, man? That might happen.
Bobby, I just saw this clip.
Yeah.
I was looking at TikTok. I saw this clip. This guy said his father just passed away.
Yeah.
Okay. And you know what the funny thing?
Yeah.
He realized, this guy is a very successful man. He realized that after the father passed away, the father doesn't need to think about loans, doesn't need to think about the bills, doesn't need to think about anything else, right? So at the end of the day, we are going to come to a point where we are going to die.
Of course.
So as you said, thinking about all these and worrying, if we change our mindset and think that at the end of the day, we are all going to die and we're not going to think about it. Let's not think about it today. Let's live life. Let's live life. Enjoy life to the fullest. If at the end of the day, we will find possible ways to solve a problem. Every problem, there's a solution, right?
Yeah.
If when I went down the ditch, the drain, Thana, my mother was so upset. My mother was so upset. Oh, how is this going to happen? What are you going to do? What are you going to? You know what I told? I just told very simple. If Kentucky can make it at 60 years old, if Donald Trump can come back from bankruptcy after he was bankrupt for don't know how many hundreds of millions, what's a big deal of losing a couple of 100,000 lah? No big deal lah. At the end of the day, we are going to bounce back. It's just a phase. It's just a phase. That's it. And if we can continue having this kind of mindset, even okay, currently there's 3 months already. I never sold a car. Zero income. But I'm still cool about it, man. I know that this is gonna end, and then things are gonna get back to normal, and we're gonna go back to work, and things are gonna come back to fruition again. So how long, if you're gonna keep worrying and cracking your head, you're not going to enjoy every moment of your life now, right?
Yeah.
And every day, I'm so happy that I get to spend time with my daughter. She's growing up.
Yes.
How many of us had an opportunity at this? So my wife and I say that we are kind of grateful that we are
No.
on a lockdown, because every day I wake up, I can just spend time with my daughter, and my wife is there. We can spend time together.
Priceless, right?
Yep.
Priceless. But of course, as me saying this, I also know there's a lot of individuals who are not as lucky as me or you or anybody else. But
Yep.
at the end of the day, I've put that hard work to be where I am today, and now I can have a break, right? But for those who are now still having all these problems, and as you said, Thana, we need to have a good mindset, good motivation, right? That's the only way we can keep ourselves alive, instead of jumping off a building or ramming into another car or into a building and killing ourselves, which is not worth it at all, right?
And I think the first step to this is, when I say like winning mindset, is defining what is winning. Because as the point I was trying to get is the point that we talk about passion. As my passion isn't here, and they keep
Thana,
hunting
you
around.
touched a very important point. Defining what is winning. You know what is for some people to define? Waking up in the morning already is a winning thing for a lot of individuals. A lot of people are dead right now.
Which is fine for them, and that's what I'm saying. Is that people? I mean, the people I meet, my staffs or some people who are coming in, they're young and they said, "Oh, my passion isn't here. Our passion is there," or they're lost because they can't define what is winning. They didn't realize the fact that what they have now, they're already winning. They're already there. They're winning, but they can do more. And I think positive things comes to positive people, and if they are positive, it attracts them. And yeah, spot on, Prakaash. You're saying we got a comment here from Navin.
Oh yeah,
we are disposable, we are replaceable. We strive to live in a world of struggle, even though life is short. One thing only matters: chill and experiment the short life to make it beautiful.
Yes.
Well said, Navin.
Yes. You know what?
Very
Just
true.
what Prakaash mentioned just now, waking up in the morning. Me and my wife, we don't quarrel. We don't think there is anything that needs to quarrel.
Wow.
Good,
Because
bro. Touch wood.
I think in a way I affected her, because when we first got together, right? I always say this. It's something I always say. Why should I quarrel? What if tomorrow I don't wake up? And quarreling with you was the last thing I said to you, or the last thing you said to me. What if tomorrow you don't wake up? Or when I go to work, I don't come back. A lot of people feel that these things won't happen to them. Yeah. So we so both of us, right, in our daily and for the past 10 years, right, we still act like we still behave like when a boyfriend and girlfriend first got together.
Wow.
So we there's nothing to quarrel about. We never quarrel over anything. It's like, like that. Okay, lor.
Inspirational, Bobby.
because that's I don't feel there's anything that needs to go harm the other person that you love for it. So yeah, that's thanks for bringing that up, Prakaash.
Very true, bro.
You're winning every day, Bobby.
Oh no, I don't know. There's one thing, Prakaash. There's one thing that I think I remember. I told Thana lah, when we were chatting. I mentioned about it. Just now you mentioned about your Ferrari F430, right? And then Koenigsegg or whatnot, right? I think I think we had a chat, right, Thana? We said this, like, realistically speaking.
Oh yeah.
We began to have financial ability when we were around 25. Let's not assume we all came from rich family. We don't come from rich family, right? So we started working and all that. And then by 25, we have maybe 1,008 salary or 2,005 salary. Maybe someone who's a more hustler, maybe a little bit more. And then from there until, let's say 55, let's say every time we buy a car, we are buying something that we are trying to be able to achieve. We need to take a loan. We're happy we got the loan, and then we pay for it. And then after we pay for it, we buy another car, right? Realistically speaking, we only have about 6 cars to buy, 6 or 7. that will make us painful one. You don't say you go and buy 10 Iswara and whatnot. I mean, right? When you buy your M3, you also like, oh, man, I hope my loan gets approved, that kind of feeling, right? And then I think it's about why I made the choices I did, because I told Thana that Thana, he's a CFO, and in professional industry, the more years he piled into his career, it all adds up. Same like you, right? You are a professional car salesperson. Every year that you continue in your line, you are just increasing your customer base, right? More people will come to you and all that for trading as well. And I told Thana, I'm in a line whereby there is a curve. I'm in advertising and media. Advertising and media, right, gets pushed aside whenever there are new technology, whenever there are youngsters. You will not see a small advertising firm with a 70-year-old main creative director who is leading the charge. Impossible, right? Because after you miss after you're over your prime, the youngsters will always be better than you. So I say that now I'm in my 40s, right? I'm at that point of time in my line where I may be at the ceiling of my capability. And if now I don't go for something I want, in another 5 or 8 years, I will be replaced by the younger generation. I may still be in the line, in the same line, but I'm earning lesser than what I used to do in 5 to 8 years before, by means of the nature of my industry. So if I don't do it now, trying to do it now, I may no longer have the opportunity to do it solely because of the industry I'm in. And there's something that you guys, both of you, are better at, is that, like Prakaash, you see an opportunity, you will go at it. Thana as well, you're a CFO, but you still do a lot of things. Right? I have a problem on, anything that is not my passion, right, I don't do. Like my friend, right? Like, hey, bro, you want to invest or not? This one sure win one, 100%. You just take 100K out, I'll give you back 120 next week. And then I look at him, not interested. I am not interested in money, but I'm highly interested in what I do. Like my own line, my own industry. Other than that, right, I don't freaking care, seriously. So I'm lazy in a way. I'm not a hustler in a way. I just love what I do, and I'm lucky that I can earn a living from what I do. That's it. You ask me go flip burger, honestly, I like, screw this lah, bro.
Talking about Dylan, don't super Dylan, bro. Huh?
No, I just can't. I just can't pull myself doing other things. I don't know. That's a big problem, I think. Yeah, for me. So
yeah, my a very big influence in my life. A friend of mine told me, work is only something I do to earn the money to spend on the things I have to spend on. So I always had that mantra with me. Yeah, whatever work you give me, fine. And my biggest phrase in my work is that because all these problems and all this happen, people are always like, why this company? What issues there? System issue. I say, guys, remember, all the problems you see now, they're keeping us employed. So whatever shit you throw at me, I'm like, yeah, bring on the shit. I don't mind because you're keeping me employed. I get to do more work. I get to get more money. By all means, bring it on. So I have a positive life, work. Sorry.
That's very correct. Those youngsters that tell me I want to quit my job. Why? I'm gonna do my own thing. Fuck my current boss. He's a piece of shit. Blah 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 blah. I wanna quit already. Then I was like, okay, let's assume you quit your job. Okay, and then you come out. You want business now, right? You are a small advertising company. Then you got your first client. Wow, shit, man, it's my own client. And then the client give you a deal. All right, I will give you business for 1 whole year. All right, but it's not a big business. Every month 4,000 ringgit. Right, and this client is the shittiest client you can have. Throw your things back lah, shout at you lah, but you will put up with it, right? Then he was like, because it's my first client. Like, bro, you know who's your first client? Your current boss. When you already decided you want to leave your current boss, at that moment you found your direction. Your current boss is actually your first client. He is the one paying you every month for you to pursue your dream. So you should like him more instead of fuck him. You know, someone pay you EPF, way. Where got client pay you EPF? Huh? You don't deliver your work, he still pay you. Way.
Someone
If you
someone
wanna-
told me once, it's like,
Yeah.
imagine there's someone out there
Mm,
who believe enough in you
mm,
to give you money,
yeah.
thinking that whatever they pay you, they can make money back in return, X-fold. So again, think, guys, everybody out there, just think this for a while. If you go out today and make your own business, own company, whatever, would you pay yourself your own salary now? And you say, oh, how to pay my own salary, from where from? Okay, but someone out there believe in you, pay you your 5,000 ringgit because they're making from you 30,000 ringgit times 3.
Yeah.
They believe in you. They believe in you making money for them. They believe in you before you could believe in yourself. That's your employer. That is your employer. Never forget that.
Yeah. Yeah.
True.
Yeah.
Yeah. Bobby, you got a problem, huh? They're saying you're holding up traffic behind there. You want to pump petrol?
Let me see if there's anyone behind me. Hey, no one behind.
I guess you didn't get it.
Let me try and grab the V Power Racing.
Oh.
How can they not know? Dude, it's a picture, man.
Either it's a joke or I don't
I think it's a joke, lah.
It's a joke. Obviously a joke. So yeah, Emma, about winning mindset. We're gonna go to another commercial break, and we're gonna come back right back, and we're gonna do a little more into the hour, and then we're gonna call it a day. If you got comments, guys, please comment in the text box below, and we'll talk further. It's a long commercial, yes, but just driving to the music, you know. Question from a viewer here. The viewer asked, and the viewer name is Bobby Ang, asking Prakaash, when are you going to buy your F30 Spider? That's a spec, bro. But that's a winning combo, bro, because you know why? F30 Spiders cost more overseas than in Malaysia.
Yeah.
You're winning
You are
before
absolutely
you.
right.
Yeah, it's
You're
stupid.
absolutely
So,
right.
so I was thinking of buying. That's one of the cars that are on my list, like, it's fantastic from a money point of view because you win. It's just crazy. The pricing here in Malaysia is just so cheap.
Just that, Bobby, I don't have that kind of money to buy now. That's all right.
I just want to say that you no longer need to buy all the M3, M4, C, Audi RS, what not. No need already, because from the kind of cars you already have, right? Whatever that you're buying within the other German brands, performance variant or whatever, right? The driving experience more or less the same, and they just won't be as good as BMW.
No, I wanted to have the E36 M3.
No point already,
E46
bro.
M3
No
manual.
No need already.
I want to have the set.
No,
The
you
three
want to
sets.
collect. You collect Hot Wheels. Yeah.
No maintenance.
Our life is limited, bro. Right? You look into the mirror now, right? You look good now, right? The more time you waste, by the time you get your Ferrari, maybe the thing won't even stand up already,
No, you know what or not, bro? Somebody who saw me a couple of days back told me that I still look like in my 20s.
Exactly. Okay, good. I know you're fit now, but what I mean is, let
I
other
don't think
people
I'm going to
collect
age
this
much.
kind. No point collecting like E30 M3, E36 M3, all this, right? No point, man. This kind of thing you collect.
Bobby,
collect wallpaper.
I agree, but let someone else do it, lah. Let someone else enjoy it. You know, you
don't
gotta
waste your
move
time
on.
doing all this.
Yeah.
It's a
Why,
waste of your time. Huh?
Why?
It's a waste of your time.
Why?
It won't drive. The E36 won't drive as good as the E46 M3. E46 M3 won't drive as good as your E93 M3.
So you're telling me they have different experiences, lah.
Yes. Don't waste your time on the same kind of thing, reduce or add a bit, you go with a like a Ferrari or a 911 or whatnot.
See, my wife just said, yes, collect Hot Wheels, please.
I agree with the one.
Seriously,
Suresh made a comment. Quote of the year. If you're gonna collect cars, collect Hot Wheels.
yeah.
Bro, put my wife's comment on top, bro.
Esther. Hi, Esther.
Hi, Esther. How are you? Yes,
Yeah,
we're all
okay.
telling him to buy Hot Wheels instead of collecting cars.
Yeah.
We totally agree with you.
Yeah.
But I want to ask a question, Bobby,
Yes.
about winning
Yeah.
and token points. I mean, I think cars, in a way, it's like almost like tokens of achievements. You've done that, and it's more than just a mode of transportation. People ask why are guys so into buying cars. It's not that, because how do you define you have won or you're winning? It's by its tokens. It could be a house, could be a car, could be something, And to me, it's just that, lah. Just talk about that, Bobby. How important is that to push yourself, and why cars have been your tokens and of achievement.
It's the same thing that you said just now, right? I work hard because I need to buy the things that I wanted to buy. There's also that funny saying in Chinese one. It's like why we as people need to work hard, and then it sounds very deep. And then the second sentence is because those stuffs are damn expensive. For me, definitely pushing myself. Okay, there was a point in time when right after I just sold my company to that listed company. At the time, my company was bought over in 2013. So before that is my own business. My own declared salary is 4,000 ringgit, right? And my house installment is 980 ringgit. And then my car installment is 1,002. That's it. That's all my commitments, And when I sold my company, they hired me into the company. I'm paid 16,000. 16, right? Suddenly, right, I was like, wow, my salary like this? And then my house installment only 900 ringgit. And then my car is at 1,002. That time, right? Every lunch, okay, our office is in Menara UOA Bangsa, right? Every afternoon lunch, right? You know where I had my lunch? Me and Cass, right? We went to WIP. Then I go and order a cordon bleu. Having lunch there. It's like suddenly you felt like that's and my position in the company is the sales team come and ask me on stuff, and the content team come and ask me for stuff. So I'm in the weird kind of position whereby I'm not in charge of daily content. I'm not in charge of sales, but I'm like the brains for both like that. There was a bit of this kind of role. So I arrived office 11 o'clock, and then go lunch with them, chit chat with them, then meeting with them, give them some idea, blah blah, and all that. Call some some connection, and then by 3 o'clock, nothing important, nothing, anything, email me, then I go home. So that time, right, I felt a bit pointless, a bit too comfortable, very, very comfortable. And then one day I just, it's not even one day, it's like after like 2 months, 3 months like that, right? I walk up to Cass and I said, I felt very scared. I said, I don't feel comfortable. She was like, why? I'm earning this kind of salary. My commitment is only like that. And I feel so comfortable. And we're doing all this, right? And I just don't feel right. Then I went and buy the S4 and bought a mini Clubman, like massively push up my monthly installment, and then I don't feel it's enough. And then I worry one day the company fire me and I cannot pay for my S4. Then I started thinking of my new business model, which is Horizon. Then I was planning my whole business model for the next 1.5, 2 year, while I was still working for my first client.
So,
You know?
so without that push of you getting the S4 and the Mini Cooper, you wouldn't have got Horizon because there's no push for you to go further, isn't it? You know, you have to have that. You know.
Yeah.
And yeah. To me, what we would call, I was never the person to. I was always about family first. I mean, I felt guilty spending money myself. For me, I'm very conservative. I bought cars which are reasonably priced. You know. This is before the whole thing.
Okay.
So I remember.
Looks like Thana is hiding some things, eh?
And the thing was, no, I could afford $4,000 car. I could afford, easily could afford the cars at a point in time. But the day I bought my Audi A6 and I brought back home and I confronted my mother, because my mother will see the car when I buy any cars. And my mother said, no, you go on. And I said, go in the house because I was Ampang. He said, no, I want to see you. Bye. And then I asked, why are you sitting out there? He said, I don't know, Sugi, but after you left, I cried. And he said, why? I never thought my son would drive a Continental car like Audi. So to me, more than me achieving this, that my mother never thought their son or their kids will drive a car like that. And then the second thing was, I have a nephew, and my nephew, my wife asked him, what car do you like to buy when you grow up? What was your celebration? No, I want to buy Audi. Then she said, why Audi? No, I don't care. I want to buy Audi. And then my wife said, see, his name is Kishore, by the way. He may be watching, I'm not sure. And he said, I don't know what, but our family isn't rich. Okay? But the fact our niece or nephew, whatever, have seen this, they said, no, I want to be like Uncle Thana. I want to do that. Means, that to me is the reason why. Sorry, that is why all of us should do it.
The belief.
Because I wasn't rich. My family isn't rich. But if I can do it, someone else could believe he can do it. And that's why all of us owe to ourselves to push the installment, buy the V8, buy the V10s.
100%.
Yes. It's the belief, bro. It's really the belief. Okay, we come back to sports now, right? You look at countries. How come Malaysia, you change the coach, you change the players, somehow we will always end up top 5 in the world. We don't believe we suck at badminton. We always believe we are there one. We think in that mindset, we train in that mindset. We don't accept ourselves in that position,
Yep.
And that's just it. It's really that simple only. Yeah. The belief system is very important. Very, very important. Yeah.
It's one of the most important, I would say.
Yes.
Believing in yourself.
Yes. Yes.
If you don't believe, who else is going to believe?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
What your mind perceives, your hand can touch.
Yeah.
If you cannot even believe that someday you're going to afford to buy or own these kind of things, you will never be able to do it.
Yeah.
Plain and simple.
Thomas is commenting here. That's good enough. My dad and mom never praised him for getting the M035.
Okay, let's all of us praise him for that, bro.
Good job, Thomas. Good job. All 100 people over here praise you for getting a good car. But usually you get an F430. Thomas, want to hear a V8 with you. True, Prakaash, good reminder. Yeah. And yeah, I think, to me, again, to me it's more real because it's like, my own sister stays in flats, like workers' flats, and yeah, it's very inspirational for them to see what you're doing, and you have to. That's the only way we can break across our boundaries, and again, defining what's winning. Thomas again comments, it's true about belief, Thana. I believe I could open up the Indian market for business, even I can't speak Marathi, Hindi, or Telugu. Today, I believe, I have no idea who does it. I'm scared of entering India myself. And here's a guy, a Chinese guy, who said, look here, I'm going to go there and enter a premium product where no one can sell. And he went there and he doing this shit in India. It's amazing, Thomas. Amazing.
My neighbor here, there's one guy from mainland China. He runs his business here with all the colleges, and he can't speak a word of English. You know, he run to like Jabatan Kementerian Pendidikan and all that, right? He can't speak a word of Malay. He can't speak a word of English. He only can speak like mainland Mandarin Chinese. That's it. I was like, how do you do business here? No, just get a translator. That's it. You know. And just now I thought of something before we went there. You know those low cost neighborhoods where their next door neighbor is a security guard. You know, this one works in maybe Econ Safe as a merchandiser, and then downstairs there one flip burger. Sorry, I say flip burger again. You know, it's the belief system.
The
When
main
you're
is
in
hot
that
dogs,
kind of
by the way.
yeah, when you're in that kind of environment, and unfortunately, that's how far they see. You know, it's like, oh, maybe I open a store, sell maybe syrup limau or what. You know, it's really that simple by making that choice. I mean, if I tomorrow quit my job, sell all my cars, and then I go and apply to be a security guard of Alliance Bank, maybe I get the job, and then I sit there for 1 month, 2 months, 3 months, 4 months, 5 months, 6 months, and without a doubt, in 1 year, I will be a security guard there, sitting there. It's about the choice. Sometimes it's about the choice, you know. And but if you don't believe that's where you will be, and you just want to think of something else, then you may break through that mold, I guess. Yeah. Maybe off topic, but just something pop up in my mind.
I think you're right, Bobby. I think
Because when you say you actually affected your niece
next.
or nephew.
Yeah.
They see, they're like, okay, that's what I think I can be and will be. You know, that's very important. Yeah.
I mean, talking about Prakash, to talk about what I call our uncles. So I had two uncles which are golf pros. I hope they're not watching. Yeah. So one passed away, one is still alive. One golf uncle was extremely successful in his 90s. Like he won tournaments. Like he go here 10K, 20K back then. Like, you know, he used to throw money like mad. Like each time Diwali, $100, easy money for us. You know, back then you're talking about 80s, like the kind of money, you know, crazy. And and when he later part in his life, you know, he bought a brand new city only, you know, because of that downhill day. It was like, you all cannot afford, like, bought a city, whatever, you know. So my cousin, I spoke to about yesterday about the Civic, right, at the call on Monday. My cousin went and bought the Civic, and he bought the 2.0 VTEC because he want to show off to the uncle that he said you all couldn't buy this. He bought the red color, the same color as his one, and he bought a Honda Civic, higher spec, and like rubbing it in his face, like, you know. So that was one uncle. The other uncle who had the BM was like inspirational. So you all can do it also, and you go and buy it, you know. So I guess role models, families are very important, positive or negative. It both works, lah. It's how you take it, like, you know.
Yeah, exactly. It's how you take it, lah. It's how you take it.
You know, you reminded me something, Thana. When I started my magazine, right? I was quite close to Porsche that time, lah. You know, that guy, lah. I asked him, can I offer you free Porsche advertisement for whole year in my magazine? And he was like, serious, free? Because I'm an editor, right? I run my own thing, right? Automotive, right? And he was like, of course, we'll take up the deal. Why not? I was like, thank you so much for believing me. So I wanted to establish a position, right? So my magazine first page you go in is Porsche ad. So when I got that, I went to Tech Heuer. And then I said, I want to give you free ad, back cover, whole year. Oh, who is in there? Porsche. Okay, we'll come in. Tech Heuer. So I got this two. So this two is my main thing to go to other advertisers to sell them, and then they come in because they know Porsche is in there, Tech Heuer is in there. But there's one company I went to, right? That time they were the distributor for Apple products. All right. And then I read through this guy's history. I was like, wow, so amazed. He came from a poor family. He worked his way up, blah, blah, blah. You know, there was one time there was this woman lingerie brand called Blush with the exclamation mark upside down one. It's called Blush lah. Basically, it's called Blush. It's a local brand. This guy started it lah. So I was so amazed by him. He does Blush, and he's also a distributor for Apple. So I went to him and said, I want to show him my magazine. The first thing he looked at to me, and then he said that, I think in 3 months you will close down your company. So I don't want to put my brand onto a magazine that I don't think will make it, and then basically chase me out. From what I know, his company closed down already, and I'm still here alive. But what got me disappointed is that I said, hey, you went through this path. Why are you treating me that way? Since you yourself went through the same path, Yeah. So it just reminded me.
I think everybody who are young here, please get into sales. My first job after SPM, and I was very introvert, Bobby. I was introvert in the sense that I can't go and talk to people and talk. My first job, my friend Johan Jacob said there was a job posting on paper. He said management trainee, and I went to Pudu Plaza somewhere there, and I went there, and they said, yeah, you're a management trainee, and what you do is sell watches. So they gave us a tray of watches. We go to the street and sell watches, and I was like, F this, Johan. I'm a straight student. I'm not going to go and sell watches to Thana. Please, Thana, follow me. It was very humiliating. I got to go down there, humble, and sell, And that was one of my best experience in life, because why? I learned the fact in sales, you learn to take rejections, You ask 100 times, 1 time succeed, and that's your conversion rate. You do it again and again, it comes 2 times, it comes 3 times, it comes 4 times. But after a while, you get to the point that you know how to speak. And I used to stutter a lot when I was young. I speak very fast. Sometimes, obviously, Bobby, when I'm excited, I talk very fast. But I learned to control myself, how to speak when I got into that sales position, because I need to talk, I need to convince, clarity. You only have got 10 seconds to talk about what you want to do. And humility is so important, Guys, do sales. Seriously.
Yes. Sales
must
is
do sales.
Very, very important skill set. Everybody look down on this, and actually when you go and interview for a job, right, you are actually doing sales. You want to convince your customer, which is your boss, to give you the business, to hire you in a way, right? You are actually doing sales. And reminded me, I was selling Hotlink prepaid cards in the 90s, in the late 90s. So there was one Ramadan Pasar Bazaar in Shah Alam. I was there with the Hotlink group. We were shouting, Hotlink, 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 RM 20, Hotlink, Hotlink, RM 20. Then the guy next to me, right, the store, right, he was also shouting, Murtabak, 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 RM 3, 50 Murtabak. So suddenly I shouted, Hotlink, 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 RM 23 free Murtabak. So the guy next to me, the Malay guy, was laughing, Then he shouted, Murtabak, Murtabak, RM 23 free Hotlink, And it was damn funny, and people heard that, they were laughing, and then we both get to sell our shit. That's funny. Yeah.
We got a question from a viewer here from Chan Eugene. Question for all three. We'll start with Prakaash first. Share an experience, that time in your life where you guys made that defining moment to jump, business or life, and what was the thought process to take the leap of faith?
Okay, as for me,
come.
Since I kind of, how to say, I was still looking what is my next option, since I kind of lost everything. I resigned from my job. So when my friend offered me that option to get into sales, in my mindset, I said, why not? It's nothing for me to lose, right? It's something new for me. Of course, I was thinking, how the hell am I going to do sales? I don't know anything about BMW to begin with, right? Because I was never a fan of BMW. I was a Mercedes fan. And now I'm going to go into an industry. I was going to go into an industry. And can you imagine, I go for the interview in my E200. Okay, I go, park in the front, AMG body kit and everything. And I'm going there. And when I got into the job, my boss actually told me, I think it's time for you to change your car. So as I started to drive the BMWs, right? Okay, I better not stray away from the question. He said, what
That's
was the
fine,
thought
fine.
process? The thought process was do or die, lah, right? If I'm going to take this opportunity and do it, if it doesn't work, because I really didn't want to go back to the 9 to 5 job. I could have still submitted my resume to other IT companies and all that, and I could have gotten a job. But I said, I just can't do it anymore. So I said, let me try this out. And I was very passionate about cars anyway, right? Tried it out, and I can tell you all today, I would never ever, even though I have the opportunity in other makes like Volvo or what to apply for VP or to apply for dealer principal, or in terms of my resume, in terms of my qualification, I'm there, lah, right? But I won't, because number one, freedom. I value freedom a lot, right?
Yes.
As I've told Bobby before, I come to a position where I don't do showroom duty anymore, right? Sales is just like my customer. I don't look for sales anymore. Sales kind of come to me, and I get a lot of referrals. So I've created a database that helped me out now, lah, right? But that risk that I took, that leap of faith, is what paid off right now. But the first few years, I go into the office. I tell you, I used to go into the office at 7 o'clock. Because first come, first serve the customer. That's how it works, right? Different teams, you come in early, you are the first one, you write on the book. There was this one girl who will try to come before me. So I come at 7:30, she come at 7:15. I come at 7:15, she come at 7 o'clock.
Nice.
And I say, you know what? You want to play, you come the wrong person, lah. I come at 6:15. When I started coming at 6:15, 6:30, cannot already. No chance. So I used to come that early because on certain days, bro, there may be only 2 customers walk in. So if you're going to be the number 5th person to serve, you're not going to serve, right? And I was new. I was different. Basically, I was different. The way I spoke, the way I dressed, the way I carried myself was very different compared to the others, lah, right? So I had to accommodate. But at the same time, I thought to myself, I cannot accommodate. I cannot acknowledge as well, because that is not who I am. If I am going to be different, I will just do things differently. I will set my records differently. And that was what I did, right? So I go in early and I finish the last. I maybe leave the office 9 o'clock. I'll be serving customer in my showroom.
Just to explain to some of those who don't know what's going on, showroom duty, if you're the first to come in, the first walk-in customer goes to the first person who comes in. Right, Prakaash?
Correct. That's right. So that was how for the first 3 years I used to because I needed my database, right? Without database, there's nothing you can do in sales. You're not going to get your customers. Where are you going to get customers from? So then you build a referral. So now it's all about referrals, right? You service one customer, that customer tells you another person, and that's the easiest way for you to be in sales. Networking is the key, So yeah. So I hope I answered the question.
Yes. I think definitely. Leap of faith, I think, is the don't have a plan B, have a plan A and go all the way. I think Arnold Schwarzenegger said it best. He said, "I may not be the best actor, but I'm a hustler." He went across the world, promoting his movies and shaking hands, did all the tours, And Arnold Schwarzenegger became who he is now because he hustled, not because
everybody told him that you can't make it in Hollywood. Yep. Somebody like you who can't even speak proper English, how are you going to make it? And today he's one of the highest paid actors.
And he was already having a business, quite like a $1 million business, we're called laying bricks, before he became an actor. So he was still hustling then, So I mean, it's just that, it's just hustling. Bobby, you want to take this one?
I think a lot of people it comes back to that fear. I've met so many people who are way more talented than I am, way smarter than I am, but they fall into that because they are so smart, right? They calculated a lot of things. They decided not to, whatnot, even though they want to, right? But at the end of the day, it may sound cliche, but you will only fail if you die, because when you die, you no longer have a chance to try again. And if you don't die, you only have the opportunity to gain more and more experience. I have experienced my partners emptying our bank account to start another company to pull our clients over. I've experienced that. I've experienced backstabs, not I won't say the worst lah, but these are throughout that my short little 12-year. I've faced these before, and every time you're like, when it happened, you were shocked. You thought your company's gonna fail, and you're gonna close down, and then you went into overdrive mode. You went into turbocharge, supercharge, twin charge, everything charged, right? Just go and fight the situation, and then after you come through it, the amount of learnings you gain, right? You in turn felt from the deepest of your heart, right? You feel thankful that you met people like this, because when you fought for it and then you overcome it, right? I really feel thankful that I met these kind of people, because they really, really made me stronger. So, Eugene, you don't have to think much. Just, I always tell people, Nike, just do it, just jump in. And like what Prakaash said, Malaysia is the best place to do and start whatever you like, because we are not a market like Korea or Japan, or Hong Kong is like super crazy competitive. Malaysia is a weird place where there is a big restaurant that sells shitty food but still a lot of customers. Malaysian customers are very forgiving.
Yep.
And it's so easy to start something and work your way out. Just don't die lah. You jump out from the 3rd floor, 4th floor, then you end your life. Then that's where you fail. If not, right, there's always a chance to rebound or what. So, yeah lah.
Okay, Thomas Yap asked me a question. What is the number one skill to have as a salesperson?
Yep.
Networking, prospecting, or sales skills? I would say networking, but after that is all
honesty.
about honesty. Yeah. I was just going to say that honesty and truthfulness, right?
Yeah.
Because every time you do something, customers tend to question: is this guy telling me the truth? There's always been a dilemma, right? Because they have had shitty experiences with other customers, right? And for example, what is that? To buy a number plate, example, the number may cost 310 ringgit. Nowadays, you buy off the counter is 310. Runners charge you 410. It's up to you whether you want to charge the customer 410, 510, 610, 810, whatever, right?
Yeah.
So I charge the customer what the runner charges. There's no need for me to look at 100 ringgit anymore, right? Or even before lah. I never looked at it, because if you look at the bigger picture, that this customer is going to tell another customer, you go to this guy. He won't simply charge you any exorbitant amount for all this other shit. You just go to him and he gets it sorted out. That's how you build the network, and that is trustworthy, right? If you are going to charge a customer some other amount, for example, 610, and he just has a chat with a friend and he says, that number, that number runner can get only 410 for you lah. Oh, the salesperson makan 200 ringgit. Automatically, the whole perception of you is tarnished, right? And I never ever want to have that sort of perception. There's no way as a salesperson I want to have a perception of, oh, this place is the cheapskate fella lah, when I'm driving all these kind of cars. What's the point?
Yep.
The idea is to create a network where customers believe you, trust you, come to you, not only to buy a car, but if they want to change tires. Hey, Prakaash, where you change your tires lah? And they know I play with cars, right? So it becomes an easy thing for them as well. Like I don't need to go and source for every different individuals to look for a tire shop or a mechanic or whatever, right? And another thing, just to say, whenever I send my customers to my where I do my M cars or whatever, I send them to my workshop, my BMWs or whatever. I never ever go and speak to the owner of the shop. I give you 10 customers, you give me commission. Never. This is the common trait that most sales individuals do. Wherever they want to give something, they must expect something in return. You know what I tell? In life, you should never expect something from another human in return because they can only give you this much. But if you do something, the universe is watching and the universe will give you abundance, which not a single human being can do for you.
Yeah.
Okay, that was a bit off topic.
No, I think you're absolutely right. I mean, again,
I'm talking about law of attraction. I'm talking about the secret. I'm talking about all those kind of things.
Investing in yourself, I think it's very, very key. You know, I always believe about branding. I can almost bet you I can't imagine who I've made enemies with in my life. Bobby's not a super nice person, like he jokes about it, but that is such because if there's an option, I will never scheme anybody. I never made a scandal. I never like anybody. I mean, like I'm active in the Audi group, and there's a particular workshop that I go to, and people ask me where to go to, and I go there, and he wants to say, Thana, look here, I can set you an account, 10%, I'll give you commission out of this. I said, no, I will give them my name and go there. When you go there, give them the discount. Because I said, the money the 10% from me, it's not worth it. It's not my income. But give them the best service possible because my name is worth more than that 10% or 5% of commission that I'll get. You know, it's like my name worth millions, millions and billions. My name is worth a lot, and I think as I say, honesty, building a brand name, it's very important. This show, Thana and Friends, is also about epic who come online because why? People who I truly believe are good people that want to exhibit in the Evo Club, and that's part of the reason why I'm doing this. Again, off topic a bit, but yeah, you know.
But no one is actually truly. A lot of salespeople, they always fall into that position whereby, I'm selling, but to a larger context, right? You are not selling something; you are helping that person to solve some problems. You know.
Yeah. And you know, somebody came and said, don't be afraid to miss profits and do favors for others. That's a good point. Another point is, don't even be afraid to give out something. You know, like for example, when I am walking with my customer, I have had a customer just recently, there was an experience. And then he saw this bag. Okay, 380 ringgit, BMW bag. The back story about this customer is he has given me his brother as a customer, right? And his brother has given me another 5 customers. Okay, so when the moment he saw that bag, he said, "Hey, do you think you can throw this in or not for me?" You know what? I never even bothered to ask my management for approval. Can I give the customer? I just took the bag. I went to the counter. I told them I'll pay for this. Put it under my tab. I just gave it to him. So you see, you sometimes when you think so much about dollar and cents, right? You cannot achieve greater things, right? And giving to people is the way of receiving, right? Giving is the best thing in the world, to me, right?
Yes.
When you give something to someone, you feel really, like not to say much, you know, recently there was these cases where the people selling mango and the traffic light and all that. Traffic light and all, right? For some people, of course, it's scam or whatever. But for my mindset is this fella is actually, maybe at this point of time, what the hell is doing something like this, right? Call him to my window. I give him $100 note. He's shocked, right? But I tell him I don't want your mango. If you take this, you can just go back home after this, right? And I don't know whether it is just me thinking too much or not, but a lot of good things happen after that. But a lot of people always they are very afraid to give out money. Tips.
Yeah.
You want to give tips, you think 10 times to give out a tip. You want to do something for someone, you always want to think 10 times to do it. It
Yeah.
shows that money rules your life. You shouldn't let that be the way. Money should never rule your life, right?
Yes.
Your mindset, your heart should be the things that rule your life. Hence, you will have a great life. If you keep thinking dollar and cents, dollar and cents, dollar and cents, bullshit, man.
Yeah.
To me, that's,
Yeah. And that $100, what it means to you and what it means to the person is totally different.
Exactly, bro.
Yes.
Exactly. How much from where I come to where I am today,
Yeah.
it's a huge difference, right?
Yeah.
But I always believe, if I think 1,000 ringgit is such a great thing, then I will never make 100,000 ringgit. If I think 100,000 ringgit is such a great thing, I'll never make 1 million ringgit. If you are able to lose and give out this kind of dollar and cents, you definitely do better.
Better. My God.
Thank you.
Thank you, Prakash. Fadila HM here said, the pursuit of cars have taught me to dare to dream and take risks. In a way, they can provide a sense of purpose and inspire us to work hard to get out of a difficult situation. Yes, I mean, it's funny, Bobby, that the guy asked earlier about points in my life where I took a leap of faith. True story, I went into a partnership to a tax firm in Port Klang. I was a partner there, and I actually emptied out my savings to put in the partnership for a couple of months, about 30, 40K, I think it was there. I didn't get a salary for about four months. So no salary coming in. My money is stuck there. And I'm getting married in June. So I got married in June 28, and my wife is here actually. So on June 14, this is 2009. So June 14, I told my boss then, I said, look here, my partner then, main boss, my partner said, you know what, you guys can pay me. I'm leaving, I'm resigning, and walk off. So I left that partnership with no money. I didn't have a job. I went back. My brother was out of job then, and my cash came. My brother cash to him. I said for my wedding to go around. No. So I was like paying money out. I had no savings, nothing. I had some accounting job happening. My wife was working to help me doing accounting jobs throughout our wedding, the wedding day, to get money in. I charged my card for the wedding. So they were thinking I was employed. They were thinking I had the job, but I didn't have a job when I got married, bro. And the most difficult thing was, after the marriage for Indians, on that first week, you stay at the girl's house.
Girl's house.
So every morning I woke up and I went out because I had to go to work. I didn't have a work to go to. So I went out of the house in the morning, and I got out and I was like, called my wife in the house and said, what are you doing in the house? So I had to go around.
Hey, coming, what?
Oh, that's
to that story of yours, when I was going to get married to my wife, okay, I tell you, when I went, I knew my wife when I was going through the downhill. It's already rock bottom already, right?
Same.
And I actually was honest with her. She was one of the individuals who one day just called me up and said, I know you're having some difficulty. Give me your account number. I'll bank in some money for you. I'll just help you out to roll.
Yeah.
Bro, she banked in 10,000 ringgit, bro. Okay? So she is one of the individuals who helped me out. Of course, my dad, my brothers, another very good friend of mine, bro, Kamaljit, another guy who knew that I was going through some hardship, calls me up and tells me, bro, I know you're going through, just give me your account number. He banks in 3,000 ringgit and he never ever asked me to pay him back. But of course, I paid him back. I paid my wife back also, right? But having said that, like you said, you had issues, like you didn't have a job and you had to act and all. Can you imagine, my wife's a lawyer and she's going and telling her dad, who is a man who thinks that sales what is sales? My daughter's a lawyer. I need to give her to somebody who's got maybe an accountant, engineer, or something like that, right? So now I hear and thinking to myself. So my wife said, I really fought for my wife, okay. Really, because bro,
It's worth
if I
it,
didn't
worth
do
it.
that, worth it, yeah, 100% worth it, bro. And lastly she put her foot down and told her father, this is the guy I'm going to get married. Okay.
Wow.
And she's one of the individuals who saw my progress, from rock bottom
Hmm.
to what I've achieved right now, right?
Hmm.
And it blows her mind as well to know that this guy was negative 100,000 in debts, and then how he just turned his life around. So to anybody who's having financial difficulty, whatever fuck difficulty you're having in life, right?
Hmm.
Nothing is impossible if you put your mindset to it. When I met my wife the first time, I straight away told myself I was out of a league. There's no way I'm going to get this woman lah. There's no
Hmm.
way. Taller than me, look like one Latina woman or whatever. I told myself, I said, fuck lah, there's no way lah I can get. I tried. But law of attraction, the mindset, the belief that one day you can get, she was also one of my goals, bro. One of my goals. And today, my father-in-law, I think, has changed his perception. Because he also, I think, definitely wonders lah, how the heck this fella making this kind of money lah? What is he doing? He just wonders. And then before I got married to my wife, I made sure that I had a lovely place to stay in. I made sure that I was able to give her what I could give lah. Because if she's gonna take the risk against her family to allow me to get married to her, then I got to do all I can to make sure she has a good life.
Yeah, I think we are the same boat lah. I'm also I'm blessed to have my wife. She when I married her, I had never a job, had nothing, and I lost all my savings, zero. We were in debt because I used my credit card to fund my wedding. First 2 years we were just trying to pay off from negative to what I am now. It's all my wife right now, and similarly it's definitely and again my wife also, like you, she said, like we fought for your father-in-law. My wife told me one day, by the way, we're getting married, and that was the end of it.
Thana, I wanna see your wedding photo package is cheaper than mine or not. I managed to find a package that is 1,900 ringgit.
Bro, I'm the stupid one. You know why? For my
Why?
wedding, my wedding photograph, you know how Prakash will know. Was it Lotus? Forgot what. There was a very popular. What's the name of the guy? Yeah, the photographer. Tata Herbal was a very popular Indian photographer, and he paid. So I made sure the wedding everything was proper. I paid 7,000 ringgit. I remember for my photography thing, bro, crazy, bro. Till today, I haven't.
You haven't got it.
Photo yet. Because we're too busy working, and the guy has gone knows where, so I don't have my wedding for video.
When I proposed to my wife, right? I just started my company. That time I'm drawing like 3,500 ringgit salary, and I never thought I'm ready for getting married yet. I just started my business. I'm only earning 3,500 from my own declared salary and all that. And then this Indian uncle, I returned the Mercedes Benz to Mercedes. That time they were at Menara Telecom. Then the time got no Grab, nothing, right? And just started my business, only me and my partner, 2% only. So I have to take a taxi back to our office. So I went up to this Indian uncle taxi, sitting behind, and then he was driving, and he was like, "Young man, you married?" I was like, "Oh, not yet." "Oh, got girlfriend?" "Or no girlfriend, or single?" I said, "I got girlfriend." "Oh, got girlfriend. Why don't you get married?" "No money lah, uncle, no money lah. You Chinese always say no money, no money." Then he said, "Okay, let's say today you go and buy Toto. Okay?" I said, "Yeah." "And then next week you win 1 million ringgit. So your girlfriend now, will you marry her?" I said, Of course I will marry her immediately." "Okay, after you marry her, you go and do business. All right, then you have kids. Then 2 years later, your business bankrupt. You are left with nothing, poorer than you are now. You divorce her? Ah?" That struck me so hard, bro. I was like, yeah, if I went into business and then I bankrupt, how can I divorce her, right? Or she would divorce me, right? So what does that got to do with money? And
Money.
immediately the next day, right, I went and bought a ring. And my credit card limit, I think, is 6,000 ringgit at the time. So I bought a ring that is like 4,008 or 5,000, and then I bought the ring and then proposed to her, and then at that time really got no money lah. Even the wedding photography, I managed to find the cheapest of 1,900 ringgit package, the cheapest shit, and yeah lor, I really feel lucky that she's willing to marry me lah. So yeah.
Great job, bro. But Thana, until today, bro, you better find a guy, bro, for your wedding.
I want to find the guy.
If not, let's do a reenaction of it. Let's do it all over again. Get a new photographer. We employ Bobby's one, 1,800 again.
Yeah, but I think that's the point, is that people ask about leap of faith. It's about, leap of faith means leap of faith. Take the faith, take the leap. Even when I bought this house, when I'm staying now, Bobby, you've been in my house before. I actually came out of a job. I resigned the job because I had a fight with my boss. I didn't have a job, but I saw the house I want to buy. So I bought this house without having a job. I literally was out of a job, and I bought it. I said, no matter what, I'll find a way to pay it. And this was, I think, 50% more than what I could afford. I said, screw it. And I bought it, and I did some shady stuff with FD slips with banks and all that stuff, to qualify for the loan. I did the money shuffle with banks to show a few bank statements to banks, and which I had. I had the money, by the way. For all honesty, I had the money. I didn't initially stuff, and I got the loan. And I think you just have to have leap of faith. You can do it. You just have to believe hard enough that you can do it. It will come to you.
For those who are hoping to buy a house, hoping to get their loan, right? If you have a girlfriend or wife, every month you got your salary, transfer a bit to her, she transfer a bit back to you. Do that multiple times every month. Trust me, it will be useful when you need your loan approved that time. You need all these transfers going on. Anyway, we don't want to tell too much lah, huh?
I like Korn's comment here. He said, "Every day I'm shuffling." I'm not sure whether it's the song or something he's doing behind the scene.
No, he's shuffling in between his two E39s. Hey, we have a question from Hassan Tariq 1019. I think he's a foreigner.
1 second.
And,
yep.
Automotive engineer who wants to get a job in Malaysia. Wow. Malaysian car industry. I'm not sure, man. Yeah, why I pick a question where I don't have an answer? Anybody?
I don't know.
It's a very tough question, actually. At this point of time,
Yeah.
definitely it's going to be really tough with all the COVID situation and all that.
But
right?
Malaysia no longer do much automotive engineering, to be honest.
Yeah, well, if he's talking about automotive engineer, as in, I don't know whether he wants to work in BMW, he wants to work in Audi service side or what. Not sure what he actually means.
Yeah. Actually, Hassan, you can try those programs that the German companies they offer worldwide. You can try it, because you don't try, you don't know. You try, and then you may end up there. They have all these apprentice projects and all that. Yeah. So
And on that note, leap of faith also comes in here. A story about Rachel and how Rachel got a job in Bobby. Rachel. I mean, Bobby, you want to tell a story about how Rachel got a job?
She was still studying. She's about to end her studies in college, and that time we were doing our Malaysia Day event, and also the launch of Evo Club car insurance. So we wanted to hire some ambassador girls, throughout the event, and she's one of them. And then when we had the training where we tell them what we're doing on that day, what our company is about. Right after I introduce what Horizon is about, what Evo Malaysia and all that, right? After the whole training session, Rachel just straight up walked up to us and asked me and Fan, and asked if we have 5 minutes. And then we were like, okay. And then, she came here to work as an ambassador girl. You know how they dress, sexy and all that, right? She straight up, you have 5 minutes. And then she just sit down, she whip out her laptop, she opened up her website, and then she showed us, this is my website. I designed it myself. I learned how to build it myself. And this is my first video that I shot. I did the storyboarding. I did all that myself, blah, 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 all this. At that juncture, right, she never even think about failing. She just think about, I want to use all my available 5-minute time or whatnot, right, to convince them that I want to join their company. And straight up, me and Fan, we look at each other and we're like, yeah, let's do this, And immediately she got a job. So amongst her friends who were about to graduate, she already got a job, So that's really appreciate.
And the reason why we spin the story up to hit the row is that because it tells you about winning. Winning doesn't.
What's up with this guy's question?
Because it's about winning. Because you know why?
Yeah.
Because it's about.
Is she a foreigner? Is Rachel a foreigner?
No.
She's local.
My colleague.
Yeah.
Colleague, yeah.
It's about being different. So no matter what you have, she was dressed, scantily, sexy, whatever. But she came up to Bobby doing a professional this thing. She didn't care about how she looks. She was doing that. So I think if you say I'm a foreigner, I got disadvantages, I'm handicapped, whatever you have. But if you go there and
If
be
you don't
different
try,
and sell yourself and do it, you never know.
Correct.
And that's the story I want to share with you. Sorry if it's a bit.
Absolutely.
And I wanted that. We're coming to our 2-hour mark here. I think we're going to end. Yeah, so fast. We're going to end pretty short because it is getting late. And I've got a call shortly. But guys, any question you want to ask, please do. We're going to answer a few more comments over here. Govinash, my mother said that I should watch more videos of informal videos like you. Definitely, guys. Thursday sessions is all about bringing some love and care to all you guys. We know it's a tough time. It's lockdown. I got time to get people in, and I want to inspire people the way Prakaash has inspired me. Go and see Prakaash's Facebook or Instagram. Follow him. He shares a lot of inspirational quotes, which I am truly a fan of.
Thank you so much.
Amazing, the kind of people we meet, really, right?
Oh yes.
It's like what luck did we strike upon ourselves that we were able to meet each other? Like people like you guys, Thomas, Josiah, Alex, all these amazing people, man.
Even with me and Bobby, so it was very spontaneous as well. It was spontaneous. I went for the drive, and
Evo Enduro, right? It was all through Enduro.
Evo Enduro. It was all through Evo Enduro, and then we kept in touch. And then just one day he just came for a shoot in my office, and I asked him, let's go for lunch, and that's how the whole video came about. It was just a random one.
Bobby, you and I kind of spoke it's on Evo Enduro, isn't it? That's pretty much.
I guess so. I
guess so.
I can't really recall. Yeah.
That's about it. That's because, huh?
No, I met you in Enduro, definitely.
Mm.
Right, definitely through Enduro, and that's where you meet all the Mike Yap and all that, right?
But Bobby, the Ever Enduro we did was one of the best, I think. I didn't come for the others, but that one, the first one, it's just like Fast and Furious, right? Fast and Furious 1 and 2 was the best. I today was watching Fast and Furious 9. I tell you, it was shit, bro. I'm just thinking to myself, where the fuck did they come and go? It's like Fast and Furious 1 and 2 was so epic. Fast and Furious 9, they're doing some monkey jumps and tricks and all that. Nothing about cars anymore. I was so disappointed.
You wait, bro. I tell you, Fast and Furious 13 or 14, right? I think he will be riding a T-Rex, chasing down a Dodge Camaro or some shit. Seriously.
Thomas Yap, I met Bobby through Evo Enduro 2019.
He went alone.
Fantastic.
But everybody knew Thomas. Everybody was thinking of Thomas. Are you okay, Thomas? Are you heard better
So,
now? Because
so tomorrow, next year, we're gonna do a Ever Enduro again.
Of course, we were supposed to do
course,
every
of
year, right?
course.
Yeah, look at what has happened.
Yeah, man. So people
Shit.
stay alive. Remember, don't die. That's it.
Don't die.
Yeah, that's
Okay.
it. Don't
Just don't
die.
die.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Okay.
just don't
So we're
die,
gonna
man.
thank.
Everything else in this world is beautiful if you don't die.
Yeah.
True.
True.
Hmm.
Okay, guys. Thank you for joining us. It's the 2-hour mark. I will not leave. I would not drag this anymore. It's been
Yep.
a very inspirational session. Thank you so much, Prakash, for sharing time with
Thank
us.
you.
And,
Thank you,
Thank you,
Thana. Thank you,
Thana.
Bobby.
Thank
Yeah.
you, Prakash.
Thank
Okay.
you, guys.
And thanks
Next
to
week.
everyone.
Hmm.
Thank you to all of
Yeah.
you.
Thanks to everyone who's watching as well.
Yeah,
I'll
man.
ask a question. How's your E39?
Oh, it's great, bro. It's great. It's great.
We,
Before I end the session, I just
Yeah,
want to
sure.
Yeah.
I just want to say this.
Hmm.
Start with having a dream, believe in yourself,
Hmm.
and it all starts with a habit. If you
Yeah.
don't change your habits, you will never be able to achieve your goals. And if you cannot achieve your goals, you cannot achieve your dreams. Plain and simple.
Yeah.
Could you repeat that one more time? I think this is very good.
Okay, so it starts with a dream,
Yeah.
right?
Okay. Conceptualize
And you
it.
have to believe that you will achieve your dream. Okay, in order to achieve your dreams, you need to have goals, a set of goals.
Hmm.
But in order to achieve your goals, you need to create habits. Habits every day you got to create, right? From the moment you wake up to the moment you sleep, what are the habits that you're doing? If you cannot change your habits are what is going to make you achieve your goals, and your goals is what is going to make you achieve your dreams.
Hmm.
It's as simple as that. So start by creating good habits.
Yes.
Bobby, yes.
Hmm.
Yes, agree. You know who put my sister
Yeah.
told my wife, I don't care lah. My brother's buying a new Porsche sports car. So
Oh.
so yes, I think yeah, definitely.
Can't run
Let
away
me get
from
this
it.
over. Let me get this over with, Bobby, and I'm definitely buying one lah.
All right.
Great.
Okay.
Fantastic.
Okay, guys.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks, guys. See you next week.
Have a-
Next week is going to be even more interesting. As always, stay safe and be positive.
Cheers.
Stay alive. Bye.
Stay alive.
Bye,
That's very
guys.
important.
Bye.
Hmm.